桃太郎。
Once upon a time, in a small village in Japan, there lived an elderly couple who had no children. They were kind-hearted and worked hard every day, though they often felt lonely without a child to share their lives with. One day, as the old woman was washing clothes in the river, she noticed a giant peach floating downstream. The peach was enormous, much larger than any she had ever seen, and it glowed with a warm, inviting light. Surprised and curious, she carefully retrieved the peach and decided to take it home to share with her husband. When the old man returned from his work in the fields, he was equally astonished by the size of the peach. They wondered how such a large peach could have come to float down the river, and they marveled at its beauty. With great anticipation, they decided to cut the peach open and see what was inside. To their amazement, instead of finding peach flesh, they found a beautiful baby boy inside the peach. The baby was smiling and healthy, and he looked up at them with bright, curious eyes. Overjoyed, the elderly couple decided to raise the child as their own and named him Momotaro, meaning Peach Boy. Momotaro grew quickly and became a strong and kind-hearted young boy. He was loved by everyone in the village, who admired his strength, intelligence, and gentle nature. As he grew older, Momotaro developed a strong sense of justice and fairness. One day, news reached the village that a group of ogres, known as Oni, had been terrorizing nearby villages. The ogres were stealing treasures, destroying homes, and causing fear and despair among the villagers. The villagers were frightened and did not know how to defend themselves against these powerful and vicious creatures. Momotaro, upon hearing the plight of the neighboring villages, was determined to take action. He knew that he could not stand by while innocent people were suffering at the hands of the ogres. Filled with courage and a sense of duty, Momotaro decided to confront the ogres and bring peace to the land. His parents, though worried about his safety, supported his decision wholeheartedly. They prepared a set of samurai armor for him, as well as a bag of millet dumplings, known as kibi dango, to sustain him on his journey. These millet dumplings were special, said to give great strength and energy to anyone who ate them. With his armor, sword, and kibi dango, Momotaro set off on his journey to the ogre's island. As he walked along the road, he encountered a dog who was wandering alone and looking hungry. The dog approached Momotaro and asked, "Where are you going, young master?" Momotaro explained his mission to defeat the ogres and bring peace to the villages. Impressed by Momotaro's bravery and purpose, the dog asked if he could join him on his quest. Momotaro agreed and gave the dog kibi dango, which restored its strength and energy. Together, they continued on their journey, determined to defeat the ogres. As they traveled further, they encountered a monkey causing mischief in the trees above. The monkey, curious about the dog and Momotaro, asked what they were doing. Momotaro explained their mission, and the monkey, intrigued by the adventure, asked to join them. Momotaro, knowing the monkey's agility could be useful, agreed and gave the monkey a kibi dango. The monkey eagerly joined the group, excited to be part of the journey. Further along the road, they encountered a pheasant flying high in the sky. The pheasant, noticing the unusual group, swooped down to investigate. The pheasant asked Momotaro where they were heading, and upon learning about their quest, offered to help. Momotaro, recognizing the pheasant's ability to scout from the sky, agreed and gave it a kibi dango. The pheasant joined the group, flying ahead to guide them and watch for danger. Together, the dog, the monkey, the pheasant, and Momotaro formed a formidable team. Each member had unique strengths that complemented the others, making them an unstoppable force. After days of travel, they finally reached the island where the ogres lived. The island was surrounded by high cliffs, and the entrance was guarded by fierce ogres. With his armor, sword, and kibi dango, Momotaro set off on his journey to the ogre's island. Undeterred by the ogre's fearsome appearance, Momotaro and his companions formulated a plan to infiltrate their stronghold. The pheasant flew overhead, distracting the ogres with its loud cries and swift movements. The monkey, using its agility, climbed the cliffs and found a way to open the gates from the inside. Once the gates were open, the dog charged in, leading the attack on the surprised ogres. Momotaro, armed with his sword, led the charge and fought bravely alongside his animal friends. The battle was intense, with the ogres fighting fiercely to defend their lair. However, the ogres were no match for the combined strength and strategy of Momotaro and his companions. The dog bit fiercely at the ogres' legs, the monkey clawed at their faces, and the pheasant pecked at their eyes. Momotaro, with his sword in hand, struck down the ogres with precision and strength. The ogres, realizing they were defeated, began to retreat, but Momotaro and his friends pressed on. Finally, the leader of the ogres, a massive and fearsome creature, stepped forward. He was covered in scars and had a deep, booming voice that shook the ground as he spoke. "You may have defeated my warriors, but you will not defeat me," the ogre leader roared. Undaunted, Momotaro faced the leader with unwavering resolve. The two engaged in a fierce battle, with the ogre leader swinging his massive club and Momotaro dodging and countering with his sword. The ground trembled under the force of their blows, and the sky darkened as the battle raged on. Momotaro's friends, the dog, monkey, and pheasant, fought valiantly alongside him, each contributing to the effort to bring down the ogre leader. After a long and grueling battle, Momotaro saw an opening and struck the ogre leader with a powerful blow. The ogre leader let out a final roar before collapsing to the ground, defeated. With the leader defeated, the remaining ogres surrendered, pleading for mercy. Momotaro, being a kind-hearted hero, agreed to spare them on the condition that they return all the treasures they had stolen. The ogres, grateful for their lives, quickly gathered all the treasures and handed them over to Momotaro. They also promised never to harm humans again and to live peacefully from that day forward. Momotaro and his companions loaded the treasures onto a large boat and began their journey back to the village. The villagers, seeing Momotaro return with the treasures, were overjoyed and celebrated his bravery. They threw a grand feast in honor of Momotaro and his companions, singing songs and dancing in celebration. Momotaro's parents were incredibly proud of their son, who had not only defeated the ogres but also brought prosperity back to the village. The treasures were shared among the villagers, ensuring that everyone benefited from Momotaro's bravery. The once threatened villages now flourished, thanks to the heroic deeds of Momotaro and his loyal friends. From that day on, Momotaro was known as the greatest hero in the land, and his name became a symbol of courage and righteousness.